everybody, and welcome back to Noodles at Noon, the show that focuses on things that are not worth focusing on. I am your host with an average amount. It's Ben, and I am joined, as always, once again, by the uncle in our lives. It's Noah.
Hello, I'm still an uncle. It's been a whole week.
You're still an uncle, yes, because it makes it a bit more cohesive when I say the special guest we have on our show this week is a father. We call him Daddy Sam. It's Sam.
Hi, everybody. I'm the one that made Noah an uncle, so...
Twice.
Yeah, so I'm collecting those checks. That's nice.
It's called efficiency.
I keep volunteering to come and take care of your children, but Sam keeps getting out of it for some reason. So I don't know what that says about me, but...
He gets out of taking care of his children, or out of you taking care of his children?
Out of me taking care of his children.
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess there's a period at which he wants to take care of his child, but I'd say give it a few weeks, right?
That's true.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, you're like a 2-week
off.
waiting period, and then...
Well, anyways...
Like any new shiny toy.
Yeah.
After a few weeks, the newness will wear off, and then you have like 18 more years that you have to take care of her.
I'm sure that's how it works.
Humdrum through it.
She's going to go back and listen to this podcast and have trauma. Sam, thank you so much for being on our show. Since it is your first time on, please tell us a little bit about yourself, aside from the fact that you're a father. I mean, you could say that.
Yeah, I'm a father. I've got two lovely daughters, both doing well. I've got a lovely wife, Molly, who I'm sure will listen to this and cringe. I work at an engineering firm. I do some water resources engineering, and I like me some Star Wars.
Nice, and I'm sure that will come up later. Is there anything you would like to say right now that will either embarrass your daughters in the future or embarrass your wife right now?
Embarrass my wife right now. She's much too pretty for me.
Aww. That's so sweet.
Now I feel bad. I'm not this nice about Jesse.
Well, I was going to say, just for the sake of equality, no, is there anything you would like to say that will embarrass your wife right now?
She is. No. I have nothing.
It's a bad look, Noah. It's a bad look.
I would say she's the best guest we've ever had on our show.
I think
so. Sam, I mean, we haven't completed a full episode, so we'll see how Sam fares on that list.
Yeah, you kind of have to start at the bottom and work your way up.
Yeah.
I'll do my best to be better than your wife.
Okay. I ask nothing more.
Noah, I will say the only correct response to the question I asked was saying that your wife is prettier than your sister. Because Sam said it's your sister. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Oh, yeah. My wife is prettier than your wife. And older, too.
Oh, no. Well, anyway, thank you again, Sam, for being on. This is Noodles at Noon. You can check us out at noodlespodcast.com.
Noodlespodcast.com.
And yeah, or you can check us out anywhere podcasts are available. That is Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Quibi. We have a Quibi, right?
Wendy's. Yeah, we're on Quibi. We actually bought the platform, so we're going to be bringing it back.
It was on eBay.
We have a MySpace page.
Yeah, it was nice.
Our Wendy's contract ended, so we're actually trying to get into Culver's bathrooms now.
That's a bit of a downgrade.
Contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we're paying them to play our podcasts in the bathroom.
Yes.
I don't know why we're not looking into the fast food Asian market. It seems like that's kind of where we would want to be, right?
Oh, like Tokyo
Panda
Joe's?
Express or something?
And Tokyo Joe's, Panda, Express 92.
The number of times we've actually talked about noodles on our podcast, though, is incredibly low. I bet we could get into Fazoli's bathrooms, though. As like Italian pasta, just because we would just have to break into a bunch of closed down buildings.
Every day at
Exactly.
noon, like instead of having like 12 chimes to mark a noon, at noon every day in Fazoli's, it just starts playing Noodles podcast.
If all the times I've been to Fazoli's, have I missed the fact that they chime a bell 12 times at noon?
No.
Is that something that I've
Only
just...
the one.
That was their stick, you know.
That I didn't know that
I mean,
they did
I've-
that.
4 times a noon.
I've read articles about how like the decline of churches in America has led to a lot of like retail spaces and different places remodeling churches and turning them into, you know, other things. So there's a wide array of Fazoli's across the country that are in converted churches with bell towers. I
That
like
makes
the
sense.
fancy Fazoli's.
That checks out. There is the opposite of that. There's a church in my town that looks exactly like a Pizza Hut. Like it has that roof that kind of does the pointy thing. It looks like a Pizza
Is it
Hut.
on what's that website? Like used to be a Pizza Hut or something?
I don't know. Well, it's bigger than a
It
Pizza
just
Hut. It's like
chronicles all the buildings.
it's a really big church, and it's not like their religion specifies that you have to build the church like this. It's just a Christian church. It's just
You don't know that. I'm not sure that you've read their doctrine of faith.
No, I've been
Some
there.
stuff in there.
I've been there. I promise.
Yeah, but did you take communion?
I did.
And was it Parmesan encrusted?
Parmesan encrusted. It was cheese stuffed crust wafers.
With
Yeah,
Coca-Cola
used to
wine.
be a Pizza Hut.blogspot.com.
Moving on to our weekly updates. Noah, how was your past week?
Man, it's been a pretty good week, I have to say. I have gotten to do quite a bit this week. It feels like, I don't know. I feel like I kept leaving work a lot. I kept having to reassure them that I wasn't leaving and that I still work there. But I got the opportunity. I've mentioned before that we help out at the Immigrant and Refugee Center here in Fairbanks, Alaska. And
Deep in inland Alaska.
so I have a little bit of experience with computers, and apparently Windows decided to push an update that whenever you try to print a document, it just blue screens your computer, and the blue screen actually blue screens itself. Like it normally has like the frowny face and it's blue and it says, you know, Windows has shut down because of an unexpected error or whatever. But the actual screen was corrupted like never seen before. And I put this Discord, put it up on the website because I think it's really strange looking. But they asked me to come and take a look because they have the same computer for all of their computers. Like they're all the same model. So it was crashing all of their computers and they couldn't print from anything. And that's kind of important when you have like documents and you teach classes and you have important things you need to print. So I went out there and ended up spending some time rolling back these updates and trying to get things squared away because they pushed like an update to fix that update, but it wasn't working and it was all a mess. But now I have a stack of 6 computers here that I get to take a look at this weekend and push some updates to. So it's kind of fun to live my IT dream sometimes, like pretend I'm an IT guy and just like I'm going to set all the computers up in a circle. So I just have like laptops that I'm completely surrounded by. That's kind of my happy place.
It's like you're a keyboard player in like an 80s hair band where you just have keyboards all around you. But instead of making music, you're printing documents. Which
I'm making printing.
Yeah, you told me about this earlier this week, and of all the functions that a computer can do, I'm not surprised that printing a piece of paper is the one that's like seemingly held together by like duct tape and paper clips, and that releasing an update would just cause it to fall into ruin because printing a document never works. Printers are the worst. Like the technology that leads to printing is the worst design technology in history. I hate printers so much. It's, yeah.
It's because you never had a good one. They got some fancy ones at work, and you hit the print button, and it'll staple it for you and 3-hole punch it. then it'll do your laundry and make you a latte.
Now hold on, that changes things. If it does my laundry, I'm totally on board. But I had a nice printer for a really long time, and it would take like a toner cartridge. Like it was a really big old printer that I just had in my dorm room, and I would bring it home with me whenever I was not at college. And then one day my parents just donated it because like, oh, we have a printer, but the printer they had didn't work. And like this printer, it would only print in black and white, and you had to plug it into your computer to make it work. But I think because you plugged it into your computer, that's why it worked. Also, it was the kind of printer that when it printed things, the paper would just be really warm. So I would just print something and they'd be like, so nice.
You'd print things you didn't even need. Just so you could put it on your face.
So it's like my facial. Like I do laser jet printed face masks.
It gets so cold up here in the Great White North.
Up here in Fairbanks, Alaska.
Yeah.
I will say we've driven
the
home.
Only way to get your body temperature.
We've driven home the whole Fairbanks, Alaska point more times in this episode than we have the entire rest of our podcast.
True. That's why Michael's taxi service is such a great deal. Like he'll come dig you out of the snow, and for $6 he'll take you anywhere you want to go.
Flat rate, $6
before. So
it's amazing.
But then just a few weeks ago, when I had to take him to a game store and he didn't have a car, he did not pay me $6 in return. So
I think it's a delivery service. Like he will pick something up and bring it to you.
Oh, okay. So if I delivered his body to a place, that doesn't count.
That's one way to.
Sure, Noah. If you deliver his body to a place, sure, if you say so. Well, I'm glad you get to live out your computer dream. Have you eaten any bagels this week?
Oh yeah, I was just about to remove the second half of my notes because it's not that interesting. But this morning, being Monday morning, because we just lie about everything on this podcast, I woke up this morning and I said, I want a bagel. So I went and got a bagel, and I've like never done that before because I never go out for breakfast. But
you're growing
I
up.
went and got
Noah.
bagels. It was really exciting. Like, oh, it's a weekend day here on a nice Monday morning for some reason. And yeah, I went and got a bagel and lived that tiny dream, and it was awesome.
I will say there are definitely those little things, especially when you're like, well, when I was in college and I like lived either in a dorm or off campus, there'd be like times where I'm like, I'm going to go buy myself an apple. And I would just go buy an apple and I'd be like, I'm such an adult. And then I would go play video games for 4 hours instead of doing homework.
Or eating the apple.
Or eating an apple.
Well, that's a good question. Like, when you first move out and you're kind of on your own, you get to decide what you purchase, like what kind of food items you purchase. So I wonder if there were any food items that you guys purchased that maybe you weren't allowed to have, or just was never really bought in your house that you bought when you moved out. Because for me, I think of, I bought a lot more donuts when I moved out because I lived like on my own with roommates for about a year. And yeah, I bought a lot of donuts. I bought really all like sugary things, like sugary cereal, things like that. And we bought quite a bit of sugary cereal in my family, but I took it further.
It wasn't even cereal at that point. He was just the marshmallows from Lucky Charms. I think for me, it was, well, so like I'm back living with my parents now in Fairbanks, Alaska. So I haven't really experienced this other than when I was in college. But at the university that I attended, with our student IDs, they came with like, you could like preload money onto them. So you could take them to like vending machines that they had around campus and swipe them. And a friend of mine and I would always, before the start of our meteorology class, and like we would be in meteorology class, like waiting for the class to start for like 5 minutes. And then the professor walk in and be like, all right, we're going to start in 2 minutes. And then he and I would be like, all right, let's sprint to another building because this building doesn't have vending machines. We're going to sprint to another building and get donuts and a Starbucks mocha frappuccino thing, like a chilled one that just comes in a glass bottle. Mm-hmm. We would do that every single day. And we had this class I think it was 3 times a week. But we would just sprint to another building, and the professor would actually like wait for us because she like knew that we were going to be gone like for the first couple minutes of class. So she would be like, Ben and Logan are gone again. And then we would come back and she's like, okay, we can start now. Because we were like,
you'd come in with your donuts and your coffee, like ready to go.
Like, okay, we've been here for a few minutes, but we're back now.
When I was, for like the 2 semesters that I was in community college, I had 4 days a week that I had a 20-minute break between classes. And for some reason, I guess I just didn't know how to pack a lunch, or I was exploring my freedom or whatever. But the only thing that I could get to in that 20-minute period was McDonald's. So for like a year, I ate McDonald's about 4 times a week, because I would run through the McDonald's drive-thru, and then on my drive back, I would chug this sandwich and fries while in my stick shift car. And it was a horrible way of life, but it was really fun.
The Dodge Dart.
So that's you exploring your freedom.
That was my big rebellion again.
Paul, say something about that. Don't use your newfound freedom to fall further into sin.
Yeah, Noah's expression of freedom was doing something that we've all done.
It was my great rebellion.
Yeah, I say that, and I don't want to talk about Taco Bell.
Fair. What about you, Sam? Were there any foods or anything you did when you first moved out that was like, I am a free man?
Not really. I mean, like you, I would stop at like the convenience store on campus, and I would grab it was a peach peace tea. And actually recently at Walmart, I saw that they started carrying that. So out of nostalgia, I had to have one of those. It's still delicious, but the cans are like 25% smaller now. They're not the college size.
They're not the big like Arizona size.
They're not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Not now the college ruled cans or anything. It's.
Yeah, right. We can only be described as college size. But no, when we moved out, when my wife and I got married, I think the first thing we did is we purchased the box set of the Harry Potter books and movies and read all those, and watched all those. So that was sort of our thing. I don't know that we had a food related foray into freedom, but we decided to try sorcery and witchcraft. So.
Worth it. Definitely worth it. Well,
I like how, because I totally get that, having grown up and not really having done Harry Potter, but I also like how, from an outsider's perspective, your great rebellion was to go buy a bunch of children's movies and children's books.
Yeah,
Well, moving on to what I did this past week, because I never do much during the week. I didn't have this week off like I did last week, so I was mostly back at work, but I found a new video game that I played with Noah. It's called Hand Simulator, and basically you just simulate hands, but this game is specifically Hand Simulator Survival. So you are stranded on an island, and it's you, and since Noah, I was playing with Noah, me and Noah, both wearing only tighty-whities for some reason. We are not given clothes in this game. And I do not think you can fashion clothes, unfortunately. I wish I could, but nope. But frankly, you have to go through and collect sticks and then set the sticks on fire. But you can like run normally, but then when it comes to picking things up, you like control each individual finger to like grab a stick or grab a rock, and then you have to like move the stick and stuff together to like create fire and all that stuff. Very difficult. Noah and I died every single time. I played it again by myself and lived. So
yeah, because it would get to the point where like one of us would not make the fire properly, so then we get mad at each other, and then we start beating each other with rocks.
No.
To see
I
who would
never
die
once
first.
got mad at you. You would just rock up to me with a rock.
Okay, that's fair. Maybe it was one-sided.
It was very one-sided. You got like...
So
it was mostly just all right, if we're both going to die, I'm not going to be the first to go. So then I'd walk up like holding a rock out very awkwardly and then just flail my mouse and hope that the rock would hit him in the head.
He chased me around the island.
You're saying it's much easier to kill somebody than to build something. It's like there's a metaphor
for
in there
Noah,
somewhere.
yes. But I will say, to your point of, I'd rather, if we're both going to die, I'm not going to be one to die first. I would much rather be the one who dies first. Because then I'm not stuck there alone with a dead body. Anyway, but that was
fair.
The only interesting thing that happened to me this past week. I saw a request for a D&D update. It got moved to another day, and then we weren't able to do it that day. So the first time that I'm going to play D&D is going to be the day on which we were recording this, so last Saturday. So hopefully I'll be able to bring you an update next show, because I'm getting ready to play that pretty much after I eat lunch, which, by the way, if I seem distracted during this podcast, it's because my dad is preparing ribs, and they smell very good. And that's just filling the house right now. So that's my weekly update. But we left Sam for last because he probably has the most important weekly updates because, as we said at the top of the show, he is a father. And it comes with a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge, and a lot of stories that he is now going to share with us.
Yeah, so, now that I'm a father, I am on paternity leave. So, I get a couple of weeks off, and that gives me plenty of time to play video games. So that's kind of the big update for this week. Sure.
I gotta be a father.
Jesse.
It's a great way to get a couple weeks off. No, I kid. I love spending time with my daughters, and hung out with the eldest one yesterday and took her shopping, and hung out with the little one. The little one's doing well. She's about just over a week and a half old. Doing great. But yeah, I got to beat. Is she talking yet? Well, she's starting to make some noises.
Okay.
That may be speech in a language I don't understand.
Your other kid can quote Shakespeare, so we have high hopes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the game was almost a Shakespeare trivia, and then like Star Wars better than Shakespeare, but it was close. It was almost Shakespeare. Oh, okay. Ooh. Well, maybe next time I'm on, I'll do Shakespeare trivia, and we can just grind Noah into the dust.
Oh.
But yeah, no. Last night I stayed up late, and I finally beat the 2018 God of War on PS4. It's very good. It's got lots of themes of motherhood and paternity and all that. It's it was good. I didn't think I'd like it because it's got a lot of playing things with axes, and I don't always go in for violence sake, but he made a good point for it.
So are you gonna be walking around the house, and when you need to call your daughter, you're just gonna go boy like he does?
Well, I think that might sort of confuse the issue, and but I thought about that. The nice thing about it though is that since I'm paternity leave, we got my mother's in town, and my mother-in-law's in town, and whenever I'd sit down on the couch to play it, they're always asking all these questions. Okay, why do you got a disembodied head on your belt loop that's talking to you, or is that lady? Why are you ripping that lady's wings off? And all that sort of stuff. And it's try to explain all that. So
this is like
a simple game, like
to the grandparents of your children.
This is like Ben's dad coming in when we were playing Hand Simulator, and he was just so confused by what was happening. I was like, "Why are you with this other naked guy? Why are you in a pile of sticks?"
My dad would always come in whenever I was playing Fortnite, and I would walk up to a river, and he's like, "Are there fish in there?" I'm like, "No, Dad, there aren't. There are not fish in there."
Can you fish in this game? And
then they released an update where you could actually go fishing in the lakes and rivers, and I was like, "Dad, you're not gonna believe this."
Have I got the game for you?
There are fish in there. Let me tell you.
So he would just get so frustrated when people would come by and shoot him, and he's just trying to casually have
he's just trying to
a fishing game.
Yeah,
just trying to play this fishing simulator, and people keep coming up and shooting me.
Just let him fish, man. Well, I am glad that fatherhood is going well. Do you have any sagely fatherly wisdom for us?
Sagely fatherly wisdom.
Because my mom had sagely motherly wisdom for us last week. And this week, we need sagely fatherly wisdom.
I would say you should treat your children like people, and don't talk down to them or assume that they're dumb. They pick up on a lot of stuff.
Enemies even closer.
That's also true.
Treat your children like people, and your enemies like children. That is
something like that. Yeah,
that is how it goes.
That is good advice, though. I feel like I've seen that with parents who just really talk down to their kids, and I mean, yeah, you have to have some authority, but treating them as real people is really good advice.
Well, involve them in what you're doing. They'll say, "Dada, what doing?" And I'd say, "Well, I'm been on the computer. I'm typing this thing, and I don't think she picks up on all of it, but
I'm on a world famous podcast.
She picks up on more, I think." Yeah, that's right.
Daddy, what doing? I'm beheading somebody in this video game.
There are certain games I don't play while one of my daughters is awake.
That's probably
She's awake. I play Zelda.
Molly, Sam's wife, just did text me last week to say they were listening to the podcast while going to the pediatrician, and then I had this moment of thinking through everything that was on the podcast, like, is there anything on there that she shouldn't pick up? But then she said it was the baby, and she's probably not going to pick up on anything on the podcast.
Yeah,
so that's okay.
I don't think we ever
edited out all the swears. So
yeah, we don't say like I don't. Any humor like that is often very deeply layered, so I don't know.
Kids would miss it.
Like, what does that
fly
mean?
right over their head?
Like, oh, don't worry about it. It's okay. Well, do we have?
It's nothing.
It's nothing. Don't worry about it. Do we have any SpeakPipe SpeakPipes reviews or feedback from this past week?
We do have a SpeakPipe, and I believe I've shared that in... Oh, did I not? I thought I shared that.
Oh,
yeah,
you did.
I shared it in the private channel accidentally, the one that Sam can't see.
Oh, yeah. Let's tease that before we get into this. I did set it up so that we now have a channel on Discord that is open to the public. So if you want to join our Discord channel, you can talk with us. I also made it so that you can listen to us while we're recording these podcasts. I opened up the general voice channel so that people can join in and listen and see our faces, but they cannot contribute. It took me a long time to figure that out. So you can sit there and be a spectator and all that stuff. That is now available for you to do. So make sure you do that. We're going to put a link on our website. I sent that to Noah.
Oh yeah. Oops.
No, don't worry about it. I don't think it'll be a pressing issue. But if you want to join, do that. And without further ado, let's get into this SpeakPipe. He says, submitted by somebody named Neb, I believe.
Hi there. My name is Neb. Yeah, let's go with that. I was just calling in to say that I love this podcast. My favorite in hosts in order are Michael first, and then Jesse.
What?
And then
What?
Daniel. And then that one time Lexi was on. That was fun. Followed by probably Noah.
Okay.
And then that other guy. Oh, no, put Ben's mom somewhere between Jesse and Daniel, and then Andrew, Ben's brother, and then Ben probably down there at the bottom. Long time listener, first time caller. Hope you're doing well.
All right, so that was our SpeakPiper from this past week. Discuss. I will say he left out Aaron from Topic Please, but he would put them right up there, just below Daniel, but that's only because Daniel's been on more times than Aaron has.
And we have to pay Daniel less because of union.
All right, so Sam, where do you think you're going to rank on that very smart person's list by the end of this episode.
Well, I don't know that I would even go on that list really, because I'm more of like an expert witness. It's like saying who's the best juror, but really you're like the judge on, in the trial metaphor that we're using.
We actually had to subpoena Sam to get him on the show.
Yeah, there's a lot of NDAs that were signed, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I was a little hurt that I thought I was going to be put at last, but I'm just glad to know that Andrew at least ranked below me, and Ben.
Yep. If you would like to leave a SpeakPipe question, answer, comment, concern, you can go to noodlespodcast.com.
Noodlespodcast.com.
And go to the Contact Us page and click the Leave a SpeakPipe. You do have to allow them to use your microphone, but we can guarantee you that that privilege will not be used for anything other than tracking your every movement. Our SpeakPipe question from this week came to me when I was cleaning through all the stuff that I have in my drawer in the bathroom, and it was, what is one subscription service that you really need to cancel, but you haven't canceled yet? Because mine is the Dollar Shave Club. Because A, it costs more than $1. That is bad advertising. B, I don't shave that often because I don't grow hair that well. And they just keep sending me the refills of the razors. And I have now as just a stockpile of 20 of the replacement razor blades for the razor that I have. I can't remember the correct word. It's not shaver, but razor that I have. I have 20 of the replacement blade things, which is far too many. That will last me the rest of my lifetime, honestly. But I just, for some reason, haven't canceled that subscription service. So do either of you guys have any subscription services that you have that you just have been meaning to cancel, probably should cancel, and just haven't?
I don't think I have any. There was a while there during the pandemic where I was considering canceling my Audible subscription because I wasn't traveling, or I wasn't, getting into work, and so I didn't have an hour each way to listen to audiobooks. But I got back in the swing with things, and I've been listening to some David Mitchell on there. It's very good. It's very good. But I believe it was a year or two ago, my dad realized that he was still paying for Xbox Live subscription for my brother that he got when he was like in high school. So, and my brother hasn't owned an Xbox in several years. So, yeah. So maybe Xbox Live subscriptions that your parents paid for.
That reminds me. I think Ben. I think we talked about this before. I don't think I've talked about it on the show, but I got this text from my dad a few months ago that said, "Hey, I just noticed that Adobe Creative Cloud has been billing me $30 a month. Can you cancel your subscription? And I don't think I should be paying for this anymore." And I said, I haven't had a Creative Cloud subscription since high school, so it wouldn't be me. And I didn't hear anything. And then like a week later, I heard again, "I really need you to check into this. I think we might have still been paying for your high school Creative Cloud." And it's $30 a month. So that adds up. I mean, it's been about 5 years. So 60 months. So that's $1,800. And so I got that text and my heart just like leapt. Like, have I just been paying this subscription for years and years? Or has my dad been paying this subscription for years and years? And am I going to have to pay like $2,000 to reimburse him? And I checked into it. I couldn't find any evidence that my Adobe was still being activated, but it was linked to my student email address, which I no longer had access to. And so I couldn't even figure out how to get into the account. So I was freaking out thinking I was going to have to pay like $2,000. And then it turned out it wasn't me. I won't reveal which sibling it was, but it wasn't me. So for once, it wasn't my fault, because it's usually my fault with these things. But that was a good day when I figured that out, because I felt like I had saved $2,000 on an Adobe subscription that I hadn't used in 5 years.
Although it is pretty easy to figure out which sibling that is by process of elimination. But nonetheless, he and or she shall remain nameless.
Well, once again, if you out there have had an experience or any subscriptions that you need to cancel, make sure you go to noodlespodcast.com.
Noodlespodcast.com.
And you go to
Michael's not here.
Yeah, normally Michael, it's fine. Michael, he'll be back soon, we promise. But we have Sam this week, and we're so happy to have him. Go to the Contacts Us page on our website, leave a speak pipe, and it will be played on the show next week. So let's dive into some games, and I understand that Sam has prepared a game that I'm going to lose.
Yes, I was asked by Noah when he asked me to be on the podcast that I would design a game specifically that Ben would lose. So, I mean, I thought we could do like a weightlifting game maybe, or like a speed contest, but I thought the best way to make sure that Ben lose was to do some Star Wars trivia.
Should have done like a Metzger family trivia game.
At the 2013 family reunion.
What sibling was overcharging for their Creative Cloud subscription? I would get that one right.
Yeah, so I have prepared some Star Wars trivia. There are 11 questions in increasing difficulty. I will ask the question, and then you guys can give your guess. Are there any questions about how this is going to work?
Is this going to be like, should I have read some books to prepare?
I think that if you have not consumed any Star Wars media aside from the movies, there are some very difficult questions in this.
Oh,
great. Good.
If there are anything about Ahsoka Tano fan theories, though, Ben is all over that, right?
It's all over that. Okay, there's 11 questions, but there's some tricky ones in there. Your knowledge of Ahsoka Tano will help you out.
I might surprise you.
Also, I want to give a PSA that if you're spelling Ahsoka Tano, it's A-H-S, not A-S-H.
Ashoka.
Yeah, that's wrong. People do that.
Sean Connery.
Have I ever told you my Sean Connery joke? Have I?
I've not heard this.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Dishes.
Okay, I get it.
No. Knock, knock.
Dish is who?
Dish is Sean Connery. Okay, we can continue.
I thought I was supposed to do the dad jokes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I haven't heard any dad jokes out of you.
I'm too sleep deprived for dad jokes. Gotta get me on a better day. Yeah, all right. So without further ado, we can hop into our game. Question 1. What species is Chewbacca?
All right, do you want us to say at the same time? Do you want to give us a countdown?
Oh, yeah. How about Ben? You go first. What species is Chewbacca?
He's a Wookiee.
And Noah?
He's a stormtrooper. No, he's a Wookiee. Sorry.
All right. You're both correct. That was a softball, but you both get 1 point. I'm noting it.
It did take me an embarrassingly long amount of time to be like, wait, what is Chewbacca?
It took you an embarrassing long time to Google what is Chewbacca.
What is Chewbacca? I kept misspelling it.
Is he the little green guy? Is that the one with the little wizard boy?
Yeah, that's right.
He's a house
Question
elf.
2. Likes to burn himself with irons. Anyway, in what city is the cantina in which Luke Skywalker first meets Han Solo? Noah.
All right. I feel like, Ben, do you want to like write down your answer or something?
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I wrote it down.
Okay. It's Mos Eisley.
I wrote Naboo.
Naboo. All right, that is incorrect. The correct answer is Mos Eisley. Well, you get 1 point. And Ben, you're doing real good. I want
Thanks.
you to know you're doing real good. All right, and we're still in easy questions.
Oh.
Got 3 more easy questions. All right, question 3.
Okay.
On what planet does Darth Vader have his fortress?
Oh, okay.
Ben knows it. It's in his mind. on the tip of the tongue.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, everybody ready? All right. All right. Ben, what is your answer?
I wrote, I think it starts with a C, but I wrote Cantor because that just sounded evil.
Cantor. Okay. And Noah?
That is gonna be Mustafar, maybe.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep, Noah, you again are correct. And Ben, you're doing real good. I appreciate your
Hold up.
candor.
Oh, no. I hit a.
Oh, Noah's gone.
Oh.
I win by default. Yay!
There we go. Way to
I
go.
win. Noah forfeited.
That is impressive.
I can't hear you
Ben
guys.
Shoemate. Wow. Noah really can't win a game on this show.
Noah forfeited. Noah forfeited. He's gone again. He's trying to come back.
I'm back. Okay. Did I win?
No, we've decided that you just forfeited.
Because I left the call. In my excitement of holding out my answer that I wrote on my phone, I hit the Siri button, and then that totally wigged out my headphones.
All right.
Was that right, Sam?
You were right. Yes.
Okay.
Fortress Vader is located on Mustafar, which is there's some psychological stuff going on there. Let me tell you. Side of your dismemberment. Hey, let's build my house. Right there. All right. Question 4. Who is Obi-Wan Kenobi's clone commander during the Clone Wars?
All right. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I like watching Ben's face as he tries to answer these. All right. Who am I at? Noah, I think you're first.
That is going to be Cody.
Oh, and then Ben.
I put Craig.
Greg. Very close. Very, very close. But no, the answer is Cody.
Oh, hold on, guys.
You should.
I think my recording stopped when I wigged out there a minute ago. Hold on. Sorry.
Okay, if it did, I have my recording, so we can just supplement it in.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to do that, I'm going to start recording again. What time are you at, Ben, on your recording?
I am at 46, like right at 46.
46. Okay, I'm just going to say that this is come back in at 46 for Noah. Okay. So we can supplement that, or do you want to just? Yeah. Okay. So Cody and Craig.
I will say, when you said Cody, there was a moment of like, I am closer than I thought I was going to be. Because like, given all the names that happen in the Star Wars universe, I went with Craig, and somehow it was Cody. Like,
Like another, yeah.
just another generic name.
C.
Like, yeah.
Generic male name.
So that starts with a C.
You're pretty close there, Ben. I think you stand a real chance. All right. So question 5. This is the last of the easy questions.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Who
boy.
incites a droid rebellion on Kessel?
Oh.
Oh, is this one giving Noah trouble?
I'm trying to remember his name. Okay. It's Ben first, though.
All right, Ben. What do you got? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Need more time?
Yep. I did 12 parsecs.
12 parsecs. As a measure of distance and or time. That's manifestly correct. Noah, what's your answer?
Well, I remember it was in Solo, which I only saw once and have not revisited. And I don't remember what that droid's name was. So I'm going to go with C3D2, which is like
C3?
a hybrid of it's C3PO's head on R2's body. It's a horrifying prospect, but
Yeah, it is. The correct answer is L337, who is a female.
oh, it was a female. L337. That's pretty elite.
Elite. Yeah, that's right. That is her nickname. All right, fellas, getting into the harder questions now. All right. Question 6. What is the name of Luminara Unduli's Padawan? Name this.
That's me first, right?
Yes, I should have named this Make Ben's Face Go Blank.
All right. I wrote Barris Offie, but it autocorrected to Harris Offie. So I'm going to submit both of those answers.
Both of those answers. Okay. And then Ben, what is
I put Cody.
Cody? Also Cody?
Yeah,
You should just keep saying Craig.
Craig.
All right. The correct answer is Barris Offie. But Craig is close. Craig, I'm sure, was maybe Luminara's former Padawan at one point.
Yeah.
Okay, this one, you if you watch the movies, you should know this one. Okay. Question 7. Where is the medical frigate on which Luke Skywalker recovers from his duel with Darth Vader at the end of The Empire Strikes Back located?
Oh.
I put Tatooine.
Tatooine. And Noah?
I put space.
Space. Space is close. Tatooine is kind of close, but they are actually outside the edge of the galaxy. Yeah.
So space.
Can I show pictures on here?
I will say
You can share your
Space.
screen or upload.
that is technically space. Like,
Yeah, it's true. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna share my screen, and I'll show you. Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, see, there's the galaxy. They are not inside of that. So,
They're like way far out.
mm-hmm.
Is that photoshopped?
Oh, that is from the end of The Empire Strikes Back.
That just seems like
That is
really
the-
high budget to have to travel all the way out there, like get Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher out there.
this.
That's a big travel expense.
You say this, but this was Rian Johnson's vision for his ninth Star Wars. This is what he wanted to do.
He wanted to shoot it in space?
He did, actually. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I hadn't
Like
heard
the
that.
scenes where they're like running on horseback or whatever outside the Star Destroyers. They wanted to do that in space.
Did Rian Johnson want to film in space? Director of Star Wars. This is from 2016. Director of Star Wars wants to shoot in actual space.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
He
Well,
says, film tends to remind us of our memories, of our childhoods, the way we used to see films. I could never shoot Star Wars on anything but film because it's a period film. It happened a long time ago. I asked the question, is it possible for us to shoot IMAX film in actual space for Star Wars? And I haven't gotten an answer yet, but they've shot IMAX in space.
maybe someday. That would be cool. Have they shot any space movies like actually in space? I mean, besides like documentaries.
They do that YouTube music video.
By who was
It
that?
wasn't YouTube.
It wasn't you two. It was they all had really good music videos. Okay, Go. That's who it was by.
Oh yeah. You're right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you haven't done this, look up the music videos for OK Go songs. They are all fantastic.
All right, I'm ready to win this game.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, yeah. Current score is Noah is 1, 2, 3,
7.
4, 5.
It's
Noah
5
has
to
5
1.
points. Yeah, Noah has, and Ben has 1. There's still a chance to catch up.
He didn't get the last
When
question,
we get
which
to-
was space.
Space. I that is a pretty generic answer. You could just say
Yeah.
they exist in reality. Maybe it's a little too broad. I'm not going to allow that one this time, but maybe next time. Okay, question 8. What is the name of Darth Vader's Star Destroyer?
What is the name of Darth Vader's son? Okay.
All
I think
right.
I'm first.
Okay. What do you got, Noah?
I think Darth Vader, he's a little bit of a narcissist. I think he really likes the name Darth. So I went with Garth.
Garth. Garth the Star Destroyer.
Garth the Star Destroyer.
You can just see Admiral Rad saying, "Oh no, there's Garth over there. They're gonna destroy our ship."
Garth incoming.
All right, Ben, what have you got?
I have NCC 1701.
I like that. That sounds official.
Is that Star Trek?
Yes, that is the Enterprise.
Yeah.
See, next time Ben's gonna have to do Star Trek trivia, and then I'll get wasted.
I will say, and this might get me, especially when Michael comes back, this might get me yelled at, but I like Star Trek so much more than Star Wars.
I like some Star Trek as much as Star Wars.
I'll give you that. Yeah, I don't know. Star Wars has got my heart. I try and start Star Trek, and then it's always like the first seasons are always really bad, and I always give up by usually the end of the first episode.
The Next Generation is about all I can tolerate. Anything besides that, yeah, I can't think of really anything else besides that I would want to watch.
All of the most recent movies now, like Star Trek, then Star Trek Into Darkness, and then Star Trek Beyond, I would say those 3 Star Trek movies are better than the 3 most recent Star Wars movies.
The third Star Trek I thought was really bad.
Star Trek Beyond?
But the first 2 I liked.
That one was awesome.
That was okay.
Star Trek Into Darkness was silly, but I think when sci-fi movies realize that we're a sci-fi movie, like
let's destroy the aliens with music.
Let's destroy the aliens with
about
Beastie
ready to
Boys.
walk out of the movie theater.
I was so happy when that happened. Like, oh yeah, Sabotage by the Beastie Boys completely destroys everything. Anyway, question 9.
All right, question 9. Okay, now we're in the hard questions.
Oh no.
These
What
are worth 3
starfighter-
points each.
I actually think that's a great one. If you can get one of these right, you get 3 points. This will give Ben.
Oh, that's
this will
fair.
give Ben a running shot. What starfighter was designed to be an evil Millennium Falcon?
That sounds awesome.
Does sound awesome.
Yeah, Ben,
All right.
I think you get to take this one.
I think Ben's first.
The Aluminium Falcon?
Aluminium Falcon, that's right. It's got that British thing. All the bad guys in Star Wars are British for some reason. So,
Mhm. Or the Empire Falcon? I don't know.
Okay. Hey, and Noah?
I think I'm gonna go with Star Killer Base. I think it was one of those like super over-engineered things where it started out like it was going to be the Millennium Falcon, and then it just ended up being a whole planet. Just kept getting bigger.
The answer is none of those things. It is the VT-49 Decimator. Actually, let me put links to all these things so I could prove that they're all real things.
Yeah, I want to see pictures.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
Let's go to Wikipedia. Let's look at...
It seems weird to me that they would create a evil version of the Millennium Falcon, because it's not like the Millennium Falcon was inherently created for good, right?
Well, yeah, this is... I don't think this is bigger.
And it's not like it was even a good ship. It was kind
Yeah.
of a dumpy ship.
Is this
Well, they,
canonical? Is this canonical?
This is the only question that references something outside of the... No, because they made the ship when they were making, I think was it Star Wars Galaxies? It was like the MMO that they had back when.
Oh,
This is
that's
what it
pretty
looks
cool.
like. Yeah.
It does look more evil.
It does.
Yes. Yeah, I had a model of one of these on my desk because I play like a lot of Star Wars miniatures game.
That's cool.
Anyway, that is the Decimator. It kind of reminds me of the. You ever watched Battlestar Galactica?
No,
Am I
I'm sorry.
Too nerd? Yeah, too much nerd here. Okay, well, Check the sidelines.
We need Michael here. Michael's the Star Wars guy. I would actually love to see a Star Wars trivia game between Sam and Michael. I think that would be a lot of fun.
That would be fun.
We could schedule
I'd
that.
come back for that.
Michael has a framed Millennium Falcon behind him on his video camera, so you know he's legit.
Oh yeah.
We'll have to ask him how many of these he gets right when he listens.
Awesome. So current score is still Noah 5 and 1. Moving on to question 10. This one is my personal favorite question. Who is Archduke Poggle the Lesser's chief lieutenant? Ben's look of consternation is again glorious.
Okay, I don't think this is who this guy was, but there's a name in my head. I'm going to go with Pong Krell.
Pong Krell. Okay.
I put Molly Ringwald.
In the credits of the movie, it just says Molly Ringwald as herself.
You know, that's when they jump the shark in Star Wars. The correct answer to that question, who is Archduke Poggle the Lesser's chief lieutenant, is Sun Fac. But you have to pronounce it very carefully.
And then say we might have to cut that out.
Does anybody know who Archduke Poggle the Lesser is?
He's
Yes.
the Archduke.
Yes, Noah.
You remember I can picture him because he was in Attack of the Clones. Pong Krell was a Jedi that turned evil in the Clone Wars, so I wasn't even
Yeah.
close.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I almost had that one. He was almost. Those are my favorite episodes. Are the ones when he's in.
Yeah, he was good. Poggle the Lesser, he was a Geonosian, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was like the head Geonos, and he's the guy that has like the little Death Star
I thought he was.
thing kind of at the end of the Attack of the Clones.
I thought he was a Presbyterian, but
He was also that.
Well, we don't know that he wasn't.
Yeah.
We really know very little about his religious beliefs or anything like that. All right, final question, and we're gonna make this one worth. What are we at? We're doing 3 points per question. This one's gonna be worth 6 points. If you get this right, it's worth 6 points. But this is the ultimate question, so it's got 2 parts, and you gotta get both parts right.
Ooh,
to get
okay.
all the points. All right. So, who invented the Marg Sable maneuver during the Clone Wars, and who later popularized its use? 2 answers.
One of them's bound to be Craig.
Craig, number 1. Cody for number 2.
All right, I have my answers.
I do too.
Are you ready, Ben?
Yeah.
Hey, Ben, what do you got?
It was made by Anakin Skywalker, but it was popularized by his de facto Padawan, Ahsoka Tano.
Okay.
Ooh, interesting.
Who was one of the only
I
Jedis to survive the Clone Wars.
And she got white lightsabers.
She got white
'cause she was
lightsaber.
Cool.
I know some stuff. I just want to put that out there.
If that is the answer, if Ben gets this because he knew that from these YouTube videos he watched, that's going to be amazing. And I will gladly give him the victory, even if it means I still don't win a game that I was a shoo-in to win. I put Captain Rex was the one that invented it, and then Lando Calrissian popularized it.
Ooh, those are all good answers. None of you are correct, but Ben, you are actually really, really close.
Whoa!
So the person who actually invented the Mark Sable maneuver is Ahsoka Tano.
Ah.
So you were wrong on which one was there, but so she invented it, and then later Grand Admiral Thrawn, who was name dropped in the latest season of The Mandalorian,
Yeah.
was the one who popularized it.
I think we should give Ben half
So-
credit for that. Just give him like 3
I think
points.
I think we
points.
should too.
Okay.
Yep.
Which makes the score 5-4.
Half credit. Yes, exactly. makes it look like a very close game.
Yeah, yeah.
Which, of course it was.
I really
right,
thought
final
Ben was going to
score.
snipe that at the end.
Right at the end. It is very, very, very close. Yeah. So final score: Noah 5, Ben 4. What is our victor?
The game that you were supposed to win, you only won by 1 point.
That's right.
Well, as
That was amazing.
the humble loser, I shall take on the role of hosting the next game. And we are going to play a game we haven't played in such a long time. We are going to play Florida Man. And this one came recommended by a couple people. But some sad news, when I went to go to my website where I get all my Florida Man stories, it has been taken down. So,
Oh no.
Noah, I have a domain that we need to buy. Anyway,
Out of curiosity, what is that domain?
it was called myfloridamanstory.com. Or maybe it was just My Florida Man.
Okay, we'll start our own Florida Man.
It's myfloridamanstory.com. And this site cannot be reached
Oh,
because
yeah,
the IP
it's
address
expired.
cannot be found. So I think we should
Oh no.
get on that.
Two denizens of the United States furthest away from Florida are going to buy.
In Fairbanks,
That's why we
Alaska.
can talk about it. That's why we can make fun of it, because it's like another country to us up here.
Yes. Well, for those of you who
I
don't
think
quite
that
remember,
racism starts.
that's exactly true. For those of us who don't remember how the game is played, I will read a headline from a Florida Man story, removing certain key words, and then I'll ask our contestants, Noah and Sam, to give me what words they think fill that blank. Whoever is closest, correct, or who has the best answer will get the point. We have 3 questions. Are you both ready?
Ready.
Perfect. This first one was submitted by Aaron from the Topic Please podcast, so please go to topicplease.com
Topicplease.com.
and listen to their podcast.
Noon.com.
Noodles at Noon, noodlespodcast.com. They have a great podcast.
Don't go to noodles@noon.com.
Yeah, no, it's
Oh, is that a different?
it's
Is that a naughty site?
it is not a. Okay, March 24th of 2021, Florida mom, so it's a Florida woman, Florida mom with blank fights girl at daughter's school, police say. So we'll start with Sam. What did this Florida mom have when she fought a girl at her daughter's school?
Incredibly bad acne.
Florida mom with incredibly bad acne fights girl at daughter's school, police say. I'm assuming that she fought the girl because she made fun of her incredibly bad acne. Noah, what is your belief that goes in this blank? Not your belief, but yeah.
I'm thinking, I want to keep with the Star Wars theme a little bit. I'm thinking she had like a toy lightsaber and she was just like whacking this girl.
Toy lightsaber. Fantastic. Well, on March 24th, 2021, Florida mom with boxing gloves superglued to her hand fights girl at daughter's school, police say. According to a police report, she had just left the school with her daughter after meeting with the vice principal about her 8th grader's hostile outburst at another student. Instead of leaving the campus after the meeting, the news reported the daughter went to the cafeteria to fight with the other girl. She punched the other girl before the mom joined in, throwing punches herself. According to the report, she was wearing a boxing glove when she arrived at the school and had told officials it was superglued to her wrist and that she couldn't remove it. So she showed up ready for a fight. Anyway, I am going to give this one to Noah just because I mean, like a toy lightsaber is more of an offensive weapon and like boxing gloves are more of an offensive weapon. Versus,
Yeah, but this is extremely bad acting.
it can be
I think you
offensive.
underestimate the violence capable.
That is true, but I'm going to stick with Noah for this first one. So going into round number 2, Noah has 1 point to Sam's 0. This one was submitted by Michael from the Noodles at Noon podcast, noodlespodcast.com.
Heard of him?
Heard of him.
Noodlespodcast.com.
And he is also from the YouTube channel Nix and Mix. So make sure you go check him out. He has a great series on the game Get Out. March 24th.
Way Out.
A Way Out. Sorry, A Way Out. Get Out is a movie by that one guy, Keegan-Michael Peele. On March 24th, Keanu Reeves, 2021, so the same day, woman rescued from Florida storm drain where she says she was stuck for blank. So a duration of time that she was stuck. Noah, how long was this woman stuck in a storm drain?
3 days, and on the third day, she rose out of the storm drain.
It is truly an Easter story. Samuel.
Clogged pipes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with 3 weeks.
All right. 3 days, 3 weeks. Well, on March 24th, 2021, a woman rescued from Florida storm drain where she says she was stuck for 3 weeks. Victim says she entered the drain after swimming in a canal. Police identified the woman as Lindsay Jane Kennedy, 43, of Delray Beach, who they learned had been reported missing by her boyfriend on March 3rd. So it checks out. If she was reported missing on March 3rd, she was found on March 24th. That is 3 weeks.
Wow. Well done, Sam.
Well done.
It's very rare we get an actual, 100% correct answer on Florida Man.
Yes, you
I'm
nailed
pretty
it.
sure that's very close to where my parents live, so I have a certain affinity for these Floridians.
Ah,
Oh.
I didn't know your parents lived there.
Man, you live a long way away from your
You live
parents.
a long way from your parents.
Very true. I also identify in Alaska.
Our final question tied 1-1 going into this final round, March 20th of 2019. Florida man attacked by blank, who has residents on high alert. So what was this Florida man attacked by that has residents on high alert, Sam?
I think it was attacked by a marsupial.
A marsupial.
Kangaroo. Perhaps a kangaroo.
All right. A
Perhaps a
marsupial
Tasmanian devil.
of any kind. Just a marsupial.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Noah.
These games keep it broad.
I think Chris Hansen
Chris Hansen. Is he the guy who hosts The Bachelor?
is he? I don't know. He's the To Catch a Predator guy.
Oh. Who hosts The Bachelor?
Well, somebody who doesn't host it anymore.
Yeah.
Chris Harrison.
Oh, that's who hosts The Bachelor.
So
Chris
pretty close.
Hansen is the Catch a Predator guy. Gotcha.
Yeah, Chris Hansen is I think he ran out of predators
To catch.
so he was just
That's a good
Catching
thing.
Florida
catching
women.
people.
That's such a good thing. All right.
It's a good thing, yeah.
We have a marsupial versus Chris Harrison, Chris Hansen.
Hansen.
I would see a marsupial fight Chris Harrison, but whatever. Well, on March 20th, 2019, Florida man attacked by neighborhood squirrel who has residents on high alert. An aggressive squirrel has continuously terrorized a neighborhood, causing residents to act in an... Oh, excuse me, I just burped. We should please cut that out. An aggressive squirrel... An aggressive squirrel has continuously terrorized a neighborhood, causing residents to act in extreme abundance of caution. The offending rodent has gone after 4 people, using its claws and teeth to injure his victims. A neighbor in the area nursed the squirrel to health as a baby. He is named 8-Up after a race car and truck, which I've never heard of either of those things, and why you would name a squirrel 8-Up is beyond me.
It's 1-Up better than 7-Up.
That makes
1-Up, 7-Up, 8-Up.
that makes a lot of sense.
7-Up and ate a mushroom.
7-Up, bloop bloop bloop. But I believe that a marsupial might be a little bit closer to a squirrel than Chris Hansen is. So Sam, you get the point and you get the victory in Florida Man.
Yay! Does this mean I get the noodles that we're competing for?
No, you get a signed
Yeah, you
picture
you
of
get
Daniel Quaid.
Oh,
Dennis.
that's surprising.
Yeah, Dennis Quaid. Sorry, Dennis. Not Daniel Craig. That's too expensive.
Is he the patron for this podcast? Is he the one kind of footing the bills?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the sponsor.
He has
That's
all
an
that-
old callback to the first few weeks, we kept talking about Dennis Quaid, and then Ben bought a signed picture of him.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still have that?
I do. It's in my room.
Awesome.
I'll have to give it to somebody at some point when they win a game. But congratulations, Sam. Do you have any victory parting words that you would like to share?
Sucks to suck, Noah, I guess.
That works.
Well,
Noah,
Sam,
rebuttal.
Despite that, it was really fun to have you on the podcast, and I hope that you can come back so we can play a game of which Star Wars characters are Presbyterian. I think that would be really fun.
That would be. I would love to try and figure out the religious affiliation of all the different Star Wars characters.
It's like that video I think I sent you, Sam, which the political affiliations of all the Mario Kart characters.
Yeah, right. Or their D&D alignment.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Sam, so much for being on the show this week. It was truly a pleasure to have you. You are welcome back anytime. Hopefully we can set up an opportunity for you to play Michael in a round of Star Wars trivia, because I think that would be a showdown for the ages. Noah, thank you so much for being here. And thank you all for listening. You guys are the true winners, because you are all winners in our books. Make sure you go to noodlespodcast.com.
Noodles at noon.
Yeah. And you leave a speak pipe, you contact us, you do whatever. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. And make sure you tune in next week. And we will see you again soon. Bye-bye.